Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to remark on some of the comments from my colleague from Texas, my friend, Mr. Doggett, who talked about the incentives that were created in TCJA and the sort of new reality post Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, where there are incentives for companies and jobs to move overseas. It is a dangerous place to be when we're ignoring facts. That will doom us to repeat the mistakes we were making prior to tax reform. Prior to tax reform, as you all have heard, and these are facts that are not to be disputed, we had thousands of inversions, jobs, companies and their jobs moving overseas. I've talked to many of the biotech industry folks, and they have said that 70% of the acquisitions of our pharmaceutical and biotech companies that are creating the best innovations, life-saving, life-changing innovations, 70% pre-Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of those acquisitions were happening with foreign companies buying out American companies. Today, it's the opposite. 70% of those acquisitions are by US companies. So whether it's the $1.6 trillion in capital that came back to the United States after comprehensive tax reform that lowered tax burdens on job creators, or the millions of jobs, the inversions of the acquisitions I just talked about, those are the facts. So we can't have a strategy that ignores the science, as you would say, ignores the facts. The second piece is, the second comment I have on his remarks were that we're confident China and Janet Yellen will sit down and peacefully negotiate comparable tax burdens. Listen, to trust China as our strategy is absolutely a recipe for failure. Trusting China is a bad strategy, period. I think it's a bad strategy to expect that we would raise our tax and increase the tax burden on job creators and then negotiate a voluntary raising of taxes on other countries' job creators. It's so naive, and I think it is going to result in a real competitive disadvantage. It's going to hurt America, and along with all the other things I've talked about. So can't trust China. That's a bad strategy. I yield back.